Hey, I'm just going to do an overview of a book what I picked up this week for a really good bargain. It was half price. Normally I think it should be in the UK £34.99. I got it for half price, £17.50, and it's one I've been and ahhing about for a bit. It's quite a recent release and it's in DC's deluxe format, and it's Superman Camelot Falls. Good writer on it, Busiek, but the main reason I bought it was the main artist is Carlos Pacheco, who sadly passed away in 2022 in November, I think it was. Must admit, I was really saddened about his death. He was such a beautiful, talented artist. And look at that cover. The Marvel Deluxe, DC Deluxe format is my favourite type of hardback. Just within the right range of thickness, so they're quite substantial read, but not overbearing like an omnibus, and a very reasonable price. Like I said, this is $39.99 for about a 300-page hardcover, oversized hardcover. It's the same height and width as an omnibus. When you compare, say for example, Gerard Way's deluxe edition of Doom Patrol is $49.99, which is 528 pages, and yet Marvel have just re-released Ghost. This is complete aside. Marvel, which I do a lot. Marvel have re-released Jason Aaron's Ghost Rider omnibus, which is only 528 pages again, but they're charging $100 for that just because they put the word omnibus on it. You know, so yeah, I heart the deluxe edition big time. So this collects Superman 654 to 659, 662 to 668, 662 to 664, and 667, and Superman Annual 13. So about 13 or 14 issues. I've not read it yet, but I do just want to share some of the pages. The artwork is absolutely stunning, and this is going to be my next read after I finish my comics. What's got me excited about this, once I find it, first of all, Carlos Pacheco draws the coolest and sexiest and most stylish Lois Lane. Let me just find a good picture of her. Gives her a very, very modern haircut, which, if you think about her job, she's a no-nonsense news reporter, so it just suits her image much more. It's quite a sassy, one that works as like a work haircut. Can't you see what I focus on? One that works for just on a night out, and he brings the sexy back on how he does Lois, and I love this. Just sums up Lois's and Superman's relationship. She's very much in control. He's still the old farm boy. He lets her take the lead, and it's just a sweet illustration of their relationship. But this is what I am most excited about. There's a comic in the 80s from DC what I loved. It's set in Atlantis, and it was about a guy called Arion. And this, by the looks of it, like I said, I've not read it yet. So just look at that artwork. Some of the spreads on this are so dynamic. Yeah, the new gods appear in this as well. Or Orion does anyway, and a few of the other new gods. So it's a big, epic Superman story, but it feels more self-contained and controlled than Philip Kennedy Johnson's run on Action Comics, because I found that it was good, but I found it very bit flabby. There could have been about 7 or 8 issues that they could have done without. But yeah, I think Arion appears in this, who's a throwback from the 80s. Is it Arion? I think it is. If I'm wrong, then I'll do another video. But he looks like Arion. And this picture of Superman is just fantastic. So yeah, I don't think this kind of like, I was going to say flew under the radar, but well, that was a bit cheesy, but there we go, I've done it anyway. So it's got things that I love in a Superman comic. I love when they bring in fantasy elements and magic elements, because that's when Superman's out of his depth. And it's just, the artwork is just so dynamic and beautiful. And there's a lot of really impressive full page spreads. Yeah, it's Arion, I was right. He's one of my favourite. I just love him. There's just something very, very cool and unique about him. DC managed to do good fantasy and incorporate into the modern superhero lore, which Marvel don't seem to do very well. Apart from, I guess, Thor. That's Norse mythology. This is more like Arthurian and Atlantis mythology. And that picture of Superman just there with the sun shining through his cape is just gorgeous, gorgeous artwork. Yeah, it's just a beautiful, beautiful book. Phantom Strange is in as well. Just look at this as well. It's just so much dynamism and action and kinetic energy in this. So another, almost like a Lovecraft kind of creature. I can't wait, honestly I'm getting excited looking through this. I just wanted to highlight it though because I posted this on Threads and people said, oh, didn't know this was out. And it is simply beautiful. And there's a lot of back matter as well. There's about 20-30 pages where Kurt Busiek runs through the plotting and the schematics for doing the layout for this story and what went behind it. There's sketches from Carlos Pacheco. Like I said, so sad about him passing away. It's a really nice love letter to his legacy and his artwork and the impact he had on the business. Him and Kurt Busiek were really, really close, and it's quite sweet what Kurt Busiek writes about him in here. So if you want a book that's a nice reminder of a talent that we lost too soon, I do recommend this book. If you want a book that just focuses on a cool looking Superman story, I do recommend this book. If you want, like me, a comic that just gives you fashion inspiration, like fashion goals to look like Lois Lane, this is the one for you. It's definitely the one for me. And yeah, it's just cool. It's got magical elements, it's got good superheroics, it's got new guards, it's got the Phantom Stranger, it's got a lot without being excessive, and it fits more into 300 pages, like I said, than that big huge Philip Kennedy Johnson run. It shows that less sometimes could be more, which is the case with this. $39.99 if you're in America. Nice oversized package, 300 pages, beautiful artwork, guaranteed good story, because Kurt Busiek is one of the best for writing good modern contemporary superheroes with a helpful, nostalgic love and appreciation of them as well. So yeah, I do recommend this. You can still buy this. It's Camelot Falls, the deluxe edition by Kurt Busiek, Carlos Pacheco and Jesus Marino. So there you go. Okay, so one to remember for the bucket list. Bye.